Stay happy, stay healthy, keep it real.
Hello and welcome to the UK Natural Health Show. We're back again and we've got an amazing guest today. But before we get onto the guest, Gurds, how's your week been?
It's been really good. I've been training people within media. So I've been training, probably about 50 people in how to work with cameras, equipment, how to edit. And it was just pretty amazing because it's funny. We ended up having a health chat. And so they didn't know about the stuff that we talk about on the show, and they're really, really intrigued. Some of them were like, how can I change my diet? And the person was like, can you help me? And I was like, wow. It's just amazing to know that it doesn't matter where you go, you can help people regardless of what job you're doing and, make a difference.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you know what? I always meet people that kind of need to know about different advice, or I always tell them about the show and that they can listen in and listen to our other interviews, and it's really nice to hear how people are actually getting a benefit from the shows that we're putting out there. It's really lovely, but I've had a mental week.
Oh, it's funny enough, my cousin in Canada messaged me and she told me how amazing our shows were, and she was just so proud of us. Just to let you know.
Oh, thanks, cousin in America. That's lovely. But yeah, I've had a crazy week, man. I'm trying to get the Gather in a Mind store up and running, and I'm just hitting loads of walls with the plug-in. And
it's the thing that's going on at the moment.
It's the Mercury retrograde. It's screwing me over.
I think it's only another day, isn't it?
No? 10th of November.
No.
It goes into a standstill on the 25th. Do not make any financial decisions on this day.
Definitely won't be doing that.
It'll be a nightmare. But it goes into a standstill, but then we go into a post-shadow zone until the 10th of November, so we're still going to feel the effects of that. But don't worry, we'll have a few months off before the next one again.
Don't worry about that. You just need to listen to the show and you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah, man.
We'll cheer you up.
The show. It's all good.
Bless. So who do we have on the show today?
We've got a lovely lady who I met through Dr. Leonard Caldwell. You remember we had Leonard on the show. And he put me in touch with this fantastic. I loved reading her bio. I mean, she's just done so much. Her name's Liana Werner-Gray. All right, she's an advocate for natural healing using healthy diet and lifestyle. She healed herself of loads of different health conditions, including a precancerous tumour, digestive issues, disorderly eating, through embracing a natural lifestyle. She then began lecturing and teaching about the Earth Diet internationally, and she's now visited 33 countries and teaches raw food and cooking classes around the world.
Wow.
And fed many people good tasting healthy food and drinks.
And Jess was saying that Liana is the founder and owner of the Earth Diet, where she directs a team that help people all over the world find recipes that work for them. That's pretty amazing. Wow. And through her company, she has helped thousands of people improve, and in some cases even entirely kind of healed them from their conditions such as acne, kind of food addictions or any kind of type of addictions, cancer, diabetes, depression, heart disease, obesity, you name it. And Liana actually helped her mum heal herself from breast cancer.
That's amazing.
Just unbelievable.
I love that our mother's gone to her in life and just trusted that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because often we are too scared maybe sometimes, and we tend to go down the medical route, and that's a person's decision, but I just think it's so lovely that she's trusted her daughter.
I think as well it's a different kind of generation. I think that generation's used to taking medicines, and I've seen that within family, friends, extended family, and that's just amazing that she thought, do you know what, my daughter's been through something similar, I will trust her and let's see what happens. And that is probably God knows how that feels for Liana, but that must have been the most bestest feeling in the world, that she can actually give back and help her.
Yeah, and I bet their bond is just doubled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Saved your mother's life. This is amazing.
Liana, you're amazing.
Amazing. Should we get her on the show?
Yeah, let's do that.
Stay happy, stay healthy, keep it real.
Right, hello and welcome to the show, Liana. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. It's really nice to have you on the show. I mean, I know we talked a while back, but it's great to have you on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on. It's really refreshing to hear your lovely accents this morning.
And it's nice to hear yours. All right, so I guess the first thing we wanted to ask you is whenabouts did you start having health problems?
I was 21 when I started having health problems, and that was after 5 years of me eating junk food every single day.
Oh, wow.
Wow. What kind of things were you eating?
Everything junk that you could imagine, from chocolate to chips, Doritos, gummy bears, burgers, burritos, pizza. I mean, everything junk food.
It sounds like me a few years back before I saw the light.
Me as a
Yeah, I
teenager,
was basically like in a junk food heaven, but you know, that comes with consequences.
Of course,
Oh,
yeah.
God, yeah.
What were the consequences, Liana?
Well, after 5 years of eating like that, one day I just had the wake-up call of my life, and something popped in my neck.
Oh.
And at first I thought it was a swollen gland, and it was really hard, and it was really sore to swallow and eat things. And then I went to the hospital and had a biopsy, and the results came back and confirmed that I had a precancerous tumor the size of a golf ball in my lymphatic system.
Wow.
As well as that, my blood cells showed I was on the verge of leukemia. My digestive system was really, really bad. I was so bloated, and I created this disorderly eating, and I was carrying excess weight. So my health was basically rock bottom at that point.
Wow. And how were you feeling at that time when you'd found out?
I was not surprised. I knew that I could not get away with eating junk foods. Every time I would eat junk foods, I knew it was wrong. I knew I was not giving my body nutrition. I was depriving it. So I kind of knew it was a matter of time where I would have to change my lifestyle. I just was a bit shocked that it happened so suddenly, that I was really forced to change it that day when I was diagnosed.
Wow, I mean, what a wake-up call to find out you've got a precancerous tumour. I mean, that's intense. So did you get help from the doctors? What happened after that?
Yeah, so basically the doctors offered me some conventional options, and that was surgery, and they said, we could wait and see where it develops, and then you could consider chemo, radiation. And I knew that was not an option for me. It just didn't feel right. So I said, no, thank you. I'm going to go and treat this naturally. And one of the doctors kind of looked at me like I was a bit weird. But I walked out of the hospital, and I just knew I had to change my lifestyle and put nutrition back into my body. And so I went and I found myself some natural doctors who could help me. And then I did some natural treatments and basically started eating nutrition every day, juicing and real foods.
So what did the natural doctors suggest? So obviously you said that you did juicing, but what else did they say?
Well, basically just, to put a lot of nutrition back into my body, and then some other treatments to help. So things like bentonite clay. Bentonite clay was a huge part of my healing, and I actually used to put that on my tumor on the outside to draw toxins. I would also drink the bentonite clay, and then I would bath in it once a week to draw out toxins. So that was really helping.
Liana, what is bentonite clay?
Bentonite clay.
Bentonite clay. I've never heard of that before. And for the listeners, what is that?
Oh, that's awesome. So bentonite clay, it is actually volcanic ash. So it's been forming on this earth, they say for, millions of years actually. And the nature people say that the clay is basically here for our healing for the next 1,000 to 1,500 years to help us remove impurities and toxins. It also removes parasites and worms. And so basically wherever there was a huge volcanic eruption in the world, like there was one in Australia, in India, there's also one in Utah in America. So they have these huge deposits of fields and fields of all this clay, and then basically they put this through a refining process to make sure it's food grade so that we can also internally use it. So basically that's what bentonite clay is. I'm not sure the closest one that would be around the UK or Scotland. I would have to do some research there, but those are the clay deposits that I know of. It's really incredible.
I didn't know you could bath in it. Actually, we've had a speaker on a gathering of minds and on the show, Clive de Carlton. In fact, he's got his own show now on UK Health Radio. But he's a big fan of bentonite clay. But I didn't know that you could bath in it. Actually.
Yeah, it makes a really great bath. And actually, in Costa Rica, I was there a couple of years ago, they actually have at the base of a volcano like some natural clay pools, and you can actually just swim in them. Nice. It's really incredible, and I never felt so healthy in my life after a week of doing that. My hair and my skin was just glowing.
Wow. It's definitely been on my list to get for a while, but you've just given me a kick up the bum to get it. But what does it taste like? Because do you know what, the thing that's always stopped me from buying it is it going to taste like eating mud?
Yeah, I mean, it does taste like dirt. I mean, it's not as strong as like the dirt from the garden, but it actually has a neutral taste, and I really enjoy drinking it. It just seems, very neutral. It's not a very strong taste.
So is it good for kind of like all types of people?
Yeah, it's actually good for every single human because it gets rid of impurities, toxins, parasites, and most people who do eat junk food or eat meat that's not organic, there are a lot of parasites in that. So the bentonite clay really helps to balance that out. And plus, we all live in the same world. We have the same technology, the same kind of stress, and so the clay really helps everyone.
So, Liana, I just wanted to ask you, you'd gone to the doctors, like the natural doctors, and they, suggested what types of foods, what types of, skincare, I guess, products to use as well. And how quickly did you notice the difference in your kind of skin and your overall, the tumour as well?
Well, after 3 months of this healthy protocol, the tumour was totally gone, so it was totally dissolved.
3 months?
3 months, yeah. I mean, I was really ready to heal it. I was ready because I wanted to go back to work and I wanted to travel. So my mindset was also very aligned with the healing. And then, it's been 6 years since my healing. And so it is a lifelong process really to take care of our body. So I feel like every day, I'm always nourishing my body with a lot of nutrition and really good foods. So I'm continuously getting healthier and healthier and more energetic and building, a brand new body from brand new healthy foods.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, because you know what? Our cells obviously die and renew themselves all the time. So if anyone's sat at home and they're thinking, oh God, like I've got all this wrong with me, just know this, like in 5 years' time, you're going to have a whole new body because all your cells would have regenerated. So whatever you're putting in your body, that's what your cells are going to use to regenerate your next lot of cells in your body, basically. So if you're putting good live enzymes in your body, then that's what you're going to have in your cells,
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good thing for people to remember so that they don't get defeated. It gives them some hope.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. People need hope, and because it is quite daunting changing your life. I've been there, Liana. Where I've ate a lot of crap. I used to be a junk food addict as well. I used to actually. I'm going back a long time ago now. I think I must have been a bit depressed actually. But when I was 19, I went through a really bad phase of. This is really disgusting actually. Of having like 2 Big Macs, 2 cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, and a milkshake. And I used to have that like pretty much every day. And that would just be like a snack.
Do you know what? I can relate with that as well because I spent my teenage years eating chocolate bars every day for breakfast. My parents didn't know because we owned a shop when I was a child.
Sneaking stuff
out of the shop. Sneaking stuff, pizzas, you name it. I could eat a dairy box all by myself, scoff it a lot in the evening.
Yeah.
And then we had an ice cream parlour in our school, so every summer I'd eat like 2 ice creams every day. And oh god, yeah. The same with kind of not to the extreme as yourself, Liana, but mine kind of, I came off the sugar, but when I was coming off the sugar for the first month, my body kept shaking.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was the worst feeling of my life. And I remember my teacher saying to me, "Are you taking something?" I'm like, "No."
No, I'm just coming off sugar.
Wow.
But it does get a little bit like this. I mean, my partner, he loves a bit of cake and bless him, like he's trying to come off sugar now and he's finding it really hard. Like it does affect you almost like a drug addiction, sugar. And I know people say sugar isn't addictive in the same way, but I don't know, man. I think it is pretty addictive.
Yeah, it's exactly like a drug.
Apparently it lights up the same parts of the brain as if you take cocaine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there was a thing going around online a couple of months back. And it was a picture of you can get like it's almost like an X-ray for a brain, but it shows up in colour like which parts of the brain are have been sort of stimulated by certain things, so they can see the brain activity. And basically, cocaine and sugar affected the same parts of the brain.
Wow.
In the same way. Yeah, this is the thing. It's not good.
Wow.
It causes so many problems as well, and it fuels it. So tell us about the Earth Diet. So how did you go from all of these health problems to coming up with the health diet? What was the connection and what was the bridge the gap, basically?
Well, I knew coming out of the hospital that I had to give up junk foods, but I thought, how on earth am I going to do that since I was addicted addicted for so many years, and I knew it would be really hard. So what I said to myself was, okay, I need to create something bigger than myself to hold me accountable to sticking to being healthy. So what I did was I started a blog, and I said, okay, I'll eat only foods that come naturally from Earth for 365 days. And so I called it the Earth Diet. And that's basically how the Earth Diet started. And then every single day I blogged about what I ate. And then, a lot of other people could relate to the story. So it became a popular blog. And now eventually, it's turned into a book.
Wow.
We'll come on to the book in a minute, actually. I want to talk to you about this. So what does the Earth Diet involve? I mean, what kind of things could someone have and not have?
So, well, in my new book, there is a list of do's and don'ts, but basically the rule is just to stay away from processed foods, things in boxes, things in packets, eat less of that or none of that if possible, and just eat more whole foods that come naturally from Earth. So like taking, an apple straight from the tree, or picking some parsley straight from the parsley plant. Just, really foods that are in their whole natural state, because they provide us with so much more nutrition.
Liana, what's your viewpoint, and this is something the listeners I keep getting asked, is about kind of buying food from the supermarket?
What, you mean like fruit and veg?
Yeah, fruit and veg. If you buy your fruit and veg from the supermarket, is it safe to eat that, or should they technically try at least to go buy organic?
Well, there is a difference, and I've seen a lot of how they take fruits and vegetables from a conventional farm and how they process that into a supermarket, and it does go through a more rigorous process and through a lot more machinery, and then there's pesticides and chemicals. So while they might be getting some nutrition from that, there is a lot less than if someone's buying organic or going to a farmer's market. Farmer's market's ideal because then you're supporting your local farms. But this diet's all about upgrades. So, the first step is just for someone to get more fresh fruits and vegetables into their diet. So buying from a supermarket, once they've established that, then perhaps they would upgrade and go, okay, now I'm going to incorporate more organic into my diet.
That's it. If anyone lives in London, actually, there's some brilliant farmers markets, and you wouldn't think it actually, being in such a big city, but especially where I live in the north of London, and there's an excellent farmers market, right? And I swear, right, it's better than organic. It's biodynamic. Do you know what biodynamic is? Biodynamic means, because the problem with organic, right? I don't know how it is in America, but in England, right, to get certain, Clive DeCall was telling me this, to get certified organic, it means that the pesticide levels have to be below a certain amount. So we're not free from pesticides. So this farmer could have used pesticides before he wanted to turn organic, right? But there's still going to be a certain amount of pesticides in the soil, which is then going to transfer into the cells of the fruit and vegetables, right? The best thing you can do is find biodynamic farmer, and then it sounds like it could be complex to find, but it's not, and I'm going to explain to you what it is, right? Biodynamic just means that they fertilise the fields with the animal poo, not chemicals. Right. So basically it's the best thing, and it's amazing, right? The difference it tastes in the fruit and veg is just fantastic. It's really good, and there's some brilliant ones in London. Yeah, check them out, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And you can taste the difference. Like, you can just taste the difference in the tomatoes. They have, like, some amazing... Like, I mean, these tomatoes don't even look like tomatoes. They're, like, weird shaped, but it's just because they're, like, organic, like, proper organic.
Do you know what, Jess? It's funny that you say that. When we were kids, I remember going into a supermarket and I could smell a tomato from a far distance. I could smell an orange. I remember the smell of strawberries and bananas. I knew where the bananas are. But in this day and age, I don't know if you noticed this as well, Liana, you can't smell anything at all. The smell's just gone.
It's so true, yeah. It's so true, yeah. Because when you're walking past fruit and vegetables outside, you used to be able to smell of them.
Not anymore.
It's so true, actually. Never thought of that.
Yeah. So, Liana, wanted to go back and ask you, when did you start the Earth Diet book?
The Earth Diet book, well, I started that, I actually self-published in 2012 because my blog readers kept saying, can you make a book? Can you make a book? And so I just self-published, what I had. And then the year after that, because my self-published version was selling really well, and people obviously are getting really great results from the lifestyle. So then Hay House, a major publisher, and actually they have an office in the UK, Hay House. So they basically, I signed a contract with them, and now they're publishing my new book, which is out now in America, Barnes and Noble and Amazon. So that's how that process happened.
Fantastic, fantastic. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, it's really cool to be working with such a great publisher that really believes in helping people, get healthy spiritually, mentally, and physically. So, yeah, it's a really great family to be part of.
Yeah, I do like Hay House, actually, and they have a radio station as well, which is quite good. Yeah, I don't know if
they do, and actually, so I have a radio show now every Thursday at 11 a.m. EST, so 11 a.m. New York time every Thursday.
Brilliant. Wow. When did you start that, Liana?
I had my first show last week.
Oh, amazing.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
it was it was a lot of fun, actually, and I have people call in and ask health questions on air, and then I give them some tips.
That's great. That's so good. I'll have to check that out. So that's on Thursdays, yeah?
Yes, every Thursday.
Brilliant. So when you started the Earth Diet, did you realise how much it was going to help people, or did you just kind of start it just to write about, like you were saying, your blog and your experiences doing an Earth Diet? But did you realise at that moment how much it was going to actually benefit people?
Well, I knew it would benefit me, and that's why I started it, because I needed to save my own life. And as I got healthier, after a few months, I started to think, wow, this literally saved my life. And I had this feeling that it would help to save, a lot of other people's lives also. And it has gone on to do that. It's really amazing.
Is there any sort of case studies that you might know about of people that have done your Earth Diet that might jump out at you that you can mention?
Yeah, you mean like testimonials? Definitely. So one of them is actually my own mother. So my mum was diagnosed with breast cancer, advanced breast cancer in both her breasts in 2012. And so she came to me and said, the doctors want me to do chemo radiation, but I'm really not feeling that. Like, I'd like to see what kind of Earth Diet protocol you would put me on. So we made a plan for her, and she wanted to include some conventional treatments and then some natural treatments. So she wanted to do some surgery to remove some of the cancer from her breast, and then she wanted to be put on a healthy diet and lifestyle to make sure that she could basically heal the rest of the cancer and stay cancer-free. And so she had a specific plan that we put her on to get a lot of vitamin C every day, a lot of fresh vegetable juice. She quit smoking cigarettes, and my mum became cancer-free within 8 months, and she's still cancer-free to this day. And that's one of them. I mean, a lot of people are using the Earth Diet to heal their cancer, or even just to improve their condition, because one thing we do know is that when we eat nutrition, that we can't help but feel better, because it just gives so much energy to our cells. So not only cancer, but people with acne or psoriasis, so skin issues, it's really helping people with that. And also people, that are carrying excess weight that's being accumulated from processed foods, that's kind of like the first to go. So we have a lot of weight loss testimonials. And also it helps with eating disorders, so things like addiction and vicious cycle of, binge eating or overeating. So it's helping a lot of women to transform that. And along with that, it's basically, helping people just to focus better. I mean, it helps life all around, because we just feel so much better and so much energized.
It's amazing hearing
brilliant.
that, Liana. Wow. And it's interesting you say that, because I've been a vegetarian now for nearly 8 months, and I've seen a massive difference in my health. I have more energy than I've had for the last, actually, since I was 10 years old, to be honest. Whereas before I used to have full fat milk, Liana, yogurt, you name it, meat, turkey, bacon, chicken, everything you can think of. And I used to always feel tired. It didn't matter how many hours sleep I had, even if I had 8 hours sleep, I'd be knackered. Whereas these days, I could just live off 3 hours sleep and I'm absolutely fine. And I feel a lot more alert, and my cravings have gone down. Like, don't get me wrong, I do still have desserts here and there, but just it's not as bad as before. But yeah, that's just amazing to hear that it's helping people so much.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting that you say that, Liana, as well, because we have so many people that we've interviewed on the show now, and everybody who said anyone who's had cancer, it's just the diet. That's all it is.
It's the diet. It's absolutely the diet.
It's nothing else. It's just the diet that needs changing, and their mind frame and how they're feeling.
Well, we had Dr. Leonard Caldwell, who I know is a friend of yours as well, Liana. We had him on the show, actually. It was quite a while ago now, wasn't it? And this is the thing, like, he's saying the same thing, it's all about the diet. And he says, as soon as you give your body live nutrients and you're putting alkaline foods in, the cancer can't grow anymore. You've cut off its food supply, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very true. So the foods we eat, it shows how much we care about ourselves. So if we start putting like good food into our body, we're telling our body, like, I really care about myself, I love myself, I want to nourish my body. So that, helps to heal cancer as well.
So would you agree with what Leonard says about cancer, that it's an emotional disease as well?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's it's all connected, and stress really creates an acidic body like right away, and so cancer thrives off that. So if we're in a stressed emotional state, that's the perfect recipe or home for cancer or other types of disease.
Would you say that's why when we're stressed or we're kind of feeling low, we crave kind of all the bad foods like chocolate and junk food in general? Would you say that's the reason behind it?
Yeah, I do resonate with that, because that it's a vicious cycle. We start to feel bad emotionally, then we crave bad foods, and then if we eat those bad foods, then we feel worse about it because now we have to digest all those bad foods, and so that's the vicious cycle. So the Earth Diet really does help also with people with depression or that do have get in addictions or vicious cycles like that, because you basically break that cycle. So when you're feeling bad emotionally, the idea is to kill that emotion, or nourish it is probably a nicer word. Nourish that bad feeling emotion with something that's good for you. Like either it could be a healthy dessert, and I'm a huge believer in healthy desserts, and you'll see in my book there's a huge section on desserts and a whole section on chocolate. And the idea is that if we're craving a junk food, chocolate or cake or cookie or cheesecake or ice cream, that if we replace it with something that's also providing us with nutrition, for example, the recipes in my book for ice cream, all the nutrition facts are there, and so you get this ice cream fix, but you're also getting antioxidants, you're also getting protein, you're also getting iron, so it's like actually healthy for you. So that can really help to get rid of that vicious cycle of depression and anxiety.
It's interesting you say that, because I've seen a lot of pictures actually on Instagram from vegan people who are vegans, and they post up lots of fresh vegan ice creams, and they look amazing.
Yeah, they're nice, man.
They really do. They really do. I totally understand where you're coming from. So Liana, can you tell us?
Yeah, they're delicious, and there's no guilt.
Exactly. So what was your life before you changed your health? I know you said that obviously you were eating really bad, but like your life in general, like what you were doing before the Earth Diet.
Right. So I started when I was 5 years old. I actually grew up in Alice Springs in Outback, Australia. Have you guys heard of that or been there?
I've heard of it. I've not been.
Yeah, me neither.
Alice Springs.
One day.
Awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's right in the center of Australia, and it's a very nice, hot place. And so I grew up with the Aboriginal people there, and from 5 years old, they taught me how to survive from nature. So we would do a lot of camping, a lot of outback exploring, and they would teach me how to basically appreciate Earth and how to give back to Earth, and also how Earth provides us with what we need to basically live as a human being. And so that was my foundation from a kid. And then when I was 18, I decided, okay, I want to go to Brisbane City, and I wanted to pursue a career in entertainment. So I started doing theatre and film, TV production, both behind and in front of the screen. And so that was my life in Brisbane, and that's when I became addicted to the junk food, convenient lifestyle. And I thought, I have to have sugar if I'm going to be a performer, because I was just so much better on stage if I had eaten some sugar before that. So that was my life before it. And then, when I had my wake-up call, I still wanted to be in entertainment, and I still do that. It's something I really love, but I, obviously live in a much healthier space now.
It's so easy. I mean, I do modelling. I've done modelling for years, and when you go on shoots, right, it's like you've got the worst kinds of food being given to you, and it's so easy just to eat it. It's just because it's convenient, like you said. It's so easy to get in the trap, though. Like, all the models I know, like, no one's got a healthy diet.
Wow.
Like,
it's funny you say that, because when I used to work I used to work in like mainstream media, and it's so true. I'd be working like 13 to 14 hours, so you wouldn't even have time to think about your diet. You'd just be like, oh, sorry, I'll just go buy some chocolate, or I'll just go buy some takeout. Yeah, it's so true. And then you crave it more when you get back home as well. Oh my God, it's so true.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle, man.
Yeah,
it is. But there are some celebrities that I know of in the UK that do have a healthier lifestyle, like Suki Waterhouse. She's one of them. She posts things on Instagram. She eats chia seeds and green drinks and green smoothies. And also Ellie Goulding. She's also she eats a lot of plants and promotes, a plant-based lifestyle as well. So that's really cool.
That's great.
Liana, a few people have been asking me, is chia seeds good for you? Because they've been reading a lot of articles saying that it's bad.
Oh, they're brilliant.
What? Who's been saying chia seeds are bad?
Yeah, I know.
There's been a few articles online. One of my friends was telling me, and it's saying that it's actually the way it's kind of put together, like it's processed. Like, that's what I've been told, and I was just like, I'm sure it's supposed to be good for you.
No, they're not.
Yeah, chia seeds are incredible. They really are. Obviously there's a process from how they get it from the plant into the seed into the packet, but they are an incredibly natural and whole food, and they're so healing, especially for our digestive system. I have a recipe in my book for chia seed cereal, and it's super simple. You just put some chia seeds in some water or some almond milk and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and it absorbs it all. It kind of like puffs up, and then we can add whatever we like to it, like some fresh berries or some honey or some nuts, and it makes this amazing, nourishing cereal.
Wow. I love chia seeds.
Sounds so nice.
They're amazing. They call them warrior seeds because many years ago, probably thousands of years ago actually, the people, where these chia seeds come from, they used to have to travel a long distance to go hunting or find water, maybe, I don't know, who knows. Anyway, so they used to eat these seeds because they're packed full of so many different nutrients. It used to give them the energy. So they call them warrior seeds, or seeds of warriors. Yeah, they're amazing.
That is amazing.
I like them and hemp seeds. I love hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are amazing. So nice.
Very cool.
Obviously, we were talking about your book earlier on. When's it coming out?
Oh, yes.
So it comes out in the UK in November, and it actually comes out in the USA on October 28th, although some people are getting their books early if they're pre-ordering it from Amazon.
Amazing.
So it is, and then it comes out in Australia in February.
Oh, that'll be nice. So you're going to go to your hometown and sort of have a book signing there, or...?
Yes, I am. I'm going to do Australia in January and February, and then I'll be in the UK for the entire month of March. So I'm so excited about the book tour.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So whereabouts in England are you going to be touring with this book?
I'm going to be in London, so I'm going to do an event with Hay House, their Ignite event, and that's with Mustin Kipp and Gabby Bernstein, Tara Stiles. And then I'm also going to be doing an event with you, Jess, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I can't wait to have you on at Gathering of Minds. I just know you're going to go down an absolute treat there, because people really want to hear this information, So so that's going to be on the 8th of March, and then you do in Hay House, it's the following weekend, right?
Yes, the following weekend, and then I'll spend the rest of the month basically just visiting different schools, maybe some hospitals, and also, eating at all of the healthy places that you guys have to offer there. And also I would like to get over to Ireland and do some book tour there, because they're really asking about this kind of lifestyle as well.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, definitely go to Ireland, absolutely. Try and get up to Newcastle or Scotland as well.
Yeah.
Because they need this information, man.
to be honest, the further up north you go, the more they kind of need it.
Yeah, because the thing is, in London, like, all this information's being heard, and there's lots of things for people to do. I took Gathering of Minds to Newcastle, to my hometown, and we had so many people turn up, and it really shocked me because I wasn't sure if people were sort of bothered about stuff like this, but they are. But there's just nothing up there for people to go to hear this information. So if you can get up there, do it.
Okay, awesome. That sounds great. Yeah, wherever people are asking and want the information, I would love to go.
Yeah, because Liana up north, they don't really have, and this because I'm actually from up north as well, they don't really have a lot of healthy shops, so they do need more health awareness, where in London, we don't have a massive range of healthy shops, but there are some.
I saw the other day a Veg Fest going to Newcastle. I nearly fell off my chair. I was like, wow, there's actually going to be a Veg Fest in Newcastle. I was like, no way. This is brilliant. Times are changing, though. This is the thing. Times are changing. And, and actually, I'm seeing a lot of changes in restaurants and stuff now, or adopting more. We have a lot of raw places to eat in London. I'll send you a list of places to go, actually, Liana. In London.
That would be excellent. Yeah, I would love to check all of them out and, write about them in my blog, and also just connect with other really healthy bloggers that are in the UK. And Jess, Dr. Caldwell just texted me. He said, tell Jess I love her.
Oh, hi, Dr. C. Tell him I send my love.
I will do.
Oh, bless him.
Brilliant.
So, Liana, we are coming towards the end of the show, unfortunately. Do you have any advice to people with health problems? What is your kind of best, maybe 5 top tips that you could give to them?
Good one.
5 top tips. Okay, great. So there are some Earth Diet staples that I recommend that people get every single day. So the first one is lemon water, and I'm a huge promoter of lemon water. It's just so inexpensive to make, and we just squeeze a lemon into a cup of water, and the power of lemon water is incredible because there's so much vitamin C. It's immune boosting, it's really high in antioxidants, and it clears toxins from the whole body, including the liver and the stomach. And it's just a great way to start the day. And people who tend to start the day off with lemon water have a healthier day throughout the day and crave less junk food. So that's the number 1 tip that I always give people is drink lemon water.
What happens if they're allergic to lemons? Because I'm allergic to lemons.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard that one much.
It is a very odd one.
Very strange.
Apparently it's the peel more than the lemon, but obviously when you're touching them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, okay, interesting. So there are a few different reasons that might be, just that maybe your body just, should never have lemon water, or that there's something in your body that needs to be cleansed. So that you're able to resonate with it. But if you can't have lemon water, then I'd recommend an orange juice. So that way you're still getting that immune boost, vitamin C hit in the morning. So you could just squeeze an orange or two into a cup of water. So you could try that. Are you allergic to oranges?
No, I'm fine with oranges. It's really bizarre.
What about limes? You could do it with a lime.
What about limes? Can you have limes?
My throat goes a bit weird with limes. It's really, really odd, but I don't understand why I can have orange, but I can't have
she's
lemon
an awkward
and lime.
bugger.
It's one of those cases. But what's the second tip?
Oh, yeah, second tip.
Okay, second tip is to have a fresh vegetable juice every single day. So a lot of us have been lacking nutrition for so many years, and so it's really important that we get nutrition every single day. And the fastest, quickest way to get nutrition at an instant cellular level is to have fresh vegetable juice. So either a green juice or a beet juice. So things like cucumber, celery, green apple, kale, spinach, parsley, cilantro. Put all of that into a juice and drink it, and it's basically our daily medicine.
Interesting.
So would you say to people to have that in the morning, or?
Yeah, I would say have it in the morning, or you could even have it for lunch. It could be a meal replacement, or you could have it in the afternoon, as an afternoon pick-me-up.
It's funny you say that. I have one every day, actually, and I have it around about 11 o'clock just before lunch, and it kind of gives me that extra boost that I need, because, obviously you have your breakfast in the morning, and then you kind of sometimes crave something in between.
You want something else.
So it's kind of like a great kind of snack, I would say. But what's the third tip, Liana?
Okay, the third tip is to eat something that's whole every single day. So a whole food in its natural state. So this could be an apple, a carrot, a cucumber, an avocado, a celery stick, just something that's whole that you don't have to chop up, that doesn't come from a packet, that's very fresh. So just eat one whole thing every single day.
Why'd you say one whole thing?
Well, because we've gone so far away from eating whole foods that are in their natural state. We're used to eating things in packets and boxes, or things that have like 30 ingredients in it. So just getting back to nature and being, focusing on what it provides naturally. And also whole foods provide us with a lot of nutrition. Very nutrient rich, they haven't been depleted with their nutrients, and it's also incredibly healing for the stomach and the digestive system, so that they don't have to break down all these different mixture of ingredients. They just get to focus on breaking down the one thing, like the avocado or the apple. With eating whole foods, the more whole foods you can get into your diet, the better.
I think as well, it's great to flush out your systems as well. I've noticed when you just have more kind of like juices, like you tend to can't go a lot, whereas if you have kind of a few whole foods in a day, it kind of helps to flush you out.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
Because I went through a phase of just drinking loads of smoothies and like eating like my normal foods, but then I couldn't really, couldn't really go. And then when I kind of balanced, because I ended up going the other way instead.
Have loads of ways.
Yeah. And it was like, this is too much.
That's very true, actually.
Yeah. What's the fourth tip?
The fourth tip is to eat whatever you're craving. Just focus on the one rule, and that is to make it as natural as possible. So there's a reason why we crave certain things. So if your body's craving meat, or if it's craving sweets, or some kind of fast food like chocolate, or let's say French fries, there's a reason for craving those things, because your body wants to get some kind of nutrition and comfort from it. So what I do is, when I'm having cravings like that, I'll replace them with natural alternatives. So my breakfast this morning was some raw chocolate and some peanut butter. So I had chocolate peanut butter combination, but it was all organic and the chocolate was raw, so it provided me with a lot of nutrition. And then say if I'm craving a burger, I'll go out to one of the organic free range places that make them. They have organic potatoes cooked in coconut oil. So just finding like a healthier way to do it. And just so, once we kind of suppress our cravings, that's when it can really flare up and create this vicious cycle of eating disorders or addiction. Because we say, oh, I can't have that, it's bad for us. But if you say, oh, I can have that, I'm going to find out a way that I can have that while it's also nourishing my body at the same time.
Yeah, brilliant.
Very
this
true.
is the thing, because I think people are more likely to be able to stick to healthy eating if the brain doesn't feel like they're missing out on something. Because you know what it's like, if you say to yourself you can't have something, it makes you want it more. So that's brilliant, Liana.
Yeah,
that's a great tip.
exactly.
It's very true as well. Like, I've told people that I have smoothies, and they always say to me, oh, do you not have a meal? And I'm like, no, I do. You can. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can have those other things as well on top of it, but actually it's to keep you healthier and it's to keep you stronger. So yeah, that's great that you said that. Actually, that's really interesting. What's the last tip, Liana?
Yeah.
The last tip is to grow one thing of your own that you can eat. So I know a lot of people are busy or live in apartments, but if you do live like that, then you can grow, say, for example, a parsley plant or a cilantro plant, or like a basil or thyme or rosemary, something that you will use in your cooking or that you can eat. And the idea of this is to connect you to nature. And to have your own plant is, you will learn so much from nature and from having your own plant about how to take care of your own body and how you treat the plant, how you water it, how you nourish it, and also how you take from it. And you get so much nutrition from that plant. So obviously, if people can grow their own gardens, that's really, really, really amazing, and you'll get a lot of nutrition from that. But for us busy ones, just growing, a couple plants inside of our apartment is a huge transformation for our health.
Brilliant. That's such good tips.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really good tips, actually, especially like number 4. That's my favourite tip.
Yeah, mine too.
So remind us again, where can we buy your book?
So people can buy the Earth Diet book from Amazon or from any health food store or bookstore in the UK. You can just ask them to order it in if they don't have it, and or they could just get it straight from the Hay House UK.
And where can we find you on the internet? What's your website and what's your Twitter? And if you have an Instagram page as well.
Have all of that social media, that fun social media stuff. But if people just go to theearthdiet.com, then all of my social media is on there, my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Pinterest.
Oh, you're on them all. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen, it's been amazing to have you on the show. I've really enjoyed this interview.
Me too.
It's been very informative. So I can't wait to see your book as well, and also to meet you when you come here. And I'm sure we'll meet up and have a laugh. And we should all meet up together. We'll go somewhere nice for some lunch or something. But it'll be great to have you on Gathering of Minds. And obviously you've got your tour with Hay House as well. I wish you all the very best with it.
Thank you so much, Jess and Gerby. I've had so much fun with you ladies today. Very refreshing, and I'm so excited to meet you in person soon.
Yeah, it'll be brilliant. Well, listen, you take care. I hope everything goes amazingly with your book promotion. I'm sure it will. It sounds amazing.
And have a safe journey when you arrive here as well.
Yes, safe journey.
Yes. Thanks so much, guys. All right, have your juice today.
Well, it's actually night time here now.
It's a bit late for us, but why not?
Soup. Okay. We'll have a soup.
Have a herbal tea and a soup.
Yeah, sounds good.
Like a plan. Bless you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
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 Stay happy, stay healthy, keep it real.
I loved our top tips.
I know.
Best top tips we've had yet.
They were the best. We might have to carry on that for the next few weeks and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's really good. Really informative interview. I loved what she was saying. It's so good. I mean, people need to realise that you can actually eat healthy but still enjoy the food. Like, sometimes I make things that should be unhealthy for you, but they're not. So people need to realise that actually if you can eat healthy but still enjoy your food as well. It doesn't have to be boring.
You can eat healthy, but you need to realise if you can't in the beginning, and I understand that because it is really, really hard. Like, for me personally, trying to be a vegetarian, I didn't do it overnight. A lot of people just wake up and be like, yeah, let's be a vegetarian. For me, it was kind of like, I want to be a vegetarian, but I need to do the right ways. And it was quite difficult for me, Jess, in the beginning. Like the first 2 months, I lost a bit of hair. Not saying that will happen to you all out there, but I lost a bit of hair, and it's because my body was so used to protein from like chicken. So it was like a massive change, and I didn't know where to get my protein from. So make sure you read books that are related to vegans or vegetarians, because they will give you the right information. Because I didn't even know about kale. I didn't know about, I know it sounds really daft, I didn't know about avocado. I didn't even know what quinoa was, because we're not taught about these things as a kid. We're just we kind of taught to eat our fruits and vegetables, but what do you eat beyond that?
Yeah, it's so true. Actually, me and Matt were talking about this the other night. Before I turned I've been a vegetarian for 7 years now.
Wow.
It's actually just gone 7 years a couple of days ago.
Amazing.
It's my anniversary. A lot more animals have walked on this earth because I didn't eat meat for 7 years. Anyway, so me and Matt were basically saying the other night that both of us, before we turned vegetarian, like didn't eat half the vegetables that we eat now. Like we didn't, like I didn't know, I'd never ate a sweet potato before I turned vegetarian. Like I'd never ate an avocado. I never, like you said, I never knew what kale was. There's so many different things. And then as soon as I stopped eating meat, I discovered all these new vegetables. And this is the thing, you think, well, what the hell does a vegetarian eat? Because this is what I used to wonder about vegetarians and vegans, right? Like, oh God, boring, just eat loads of plants, right? But it's actually not like that, because when you take meat out of the equation, which is really the main thing on your plate, right? When you take that away, you've got to be adventurous with your food, but it's so easy. It's so easy. But I think you were right in what you were saying, Gurds. It's good to like do your research, because the thing is, you can have unhealthy vegans and vegetarians that aren't getting all the nutrients, and the last thing you want to do is become deficient. So it's important to, especially as a vegan, to make sure you're getting omega-3s, which people normally would get from like cheeses and meat or whatever. But obviously if you're cutting those out your diet, you need to find a different source, and hemp is brilliant for omega-3s. It's got a lot of hemp, a lot of omega in it, and also hemp seeds are 25% protein as well.
Wow. I'll definitely have to try those out. Yeah, no, the same with like even milk. I'd spent my entire life just drinking full fat milk. So for me, it was like, oh my God, how do I come off that? And then suddenly I was told, you know, try this almond milk, hemp milk, coconut milk. And I'm like, what the heck? Why have I not known this? Because again, we're not educated about this at a young age. And to be honest, it's only in the last probably like 10 years that these have been coming into the UK.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And more people have turned vegetarian and vegan than ever before. It's at a really, really high figure now. It's brilliant. And I think the fact that, you know, people share stuff on social media has helped, because people get ideas about food and information about food that they might not have had before. So the sort of boom of the internet has really helped it, actually. How did you do it then? Did you just change one thing at a time, or did you just...
what I did is I didn't initially take out the full fat milk. I kind of had that every other day. And then I was finding it hard to take out bread because I'd spent years eating wholemeal, so I changed over to rye bread. Slowly cut out eggs. Now I don't eat any eggs. Then cut out like margarine. Then yogurts was hard for me, Jess.
Was it?
Oh,
like
God.
Yogurt?
Yeah, yogurts. My God, I used to have a pot of yogurt every single day because I was told that it would help with my IBS. But actually, when I came off it, I came to realise that's what was triggering it in the first place. And it was just shocking. And my God, I've learned so much like about food, and my hair is a lot more healthier. And
your nails?
Yeah, my nails are so much stronger than they've ever been before. I remember when I was younger, my nails used to rip apart every few weeks, whereas at the moment, like even now when I'm touching them,
mine are
really, really strong.
That was the thing that I noticed: stronger hair and stronger nails. That was literally the thing I noticed, like pretty much overnight.
In glowing skin,
skin as well.
It's like a cling, like a film, like a different glow to it.
When I used to eat meat, I used to have I broke out when I was 25, right? How unlucky is this, right? I broke out in adult acne, but it wasn't like small spots. They were like boils all over my face. Like you couldn't touch a bit of skin without hitting a spot. And it was so painful, like, and it was from literally eating crap, like kebab. Because I went through a phase of eating a lot of bad foods, like kebabs and takeaways all the time, but like not like nice kebab, like proper dirty, like doner meat.
Oh God, yes, I remember those.
I used to eat
nights
it.
out. Oh,
yeah,
God,
exactly, right. So, and that's pretty much what I was giving my body. So, like I was saying before about the cells, so my cells were being replaced by fat, basically. So,
but it's well interesting. Like you will lose weight being a vegetarian and vegan, and people have commented on me and said, "Oh my God, you look skinnier," but actually, I've got back to my same size again. It's just taken a little time because, again, I'm trying to find the right ingredients, right kind of foods to help me. But anyway, it is the end of the show, unfortunately. So we will have to say goodbye. But Jess, what are our times?
All right, so you can listen to a new show every Wednesday at 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. 4 a.m. if you're really keen, or you're getting up for work early in the morning. We're on the show. We're on there. Or you can tune in on Sundays at 4 p.m. if you missed the Wednesday slot. Don't worry if you can't make Sundays, because we're back on a Monday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. And then you'll get a final chance to listen to that show again on a Tuesday, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Perfect. And if you'd like to follow us, you can find us on Twitter at UK Natural Health. E is with a 4. You can also find us on our Facebook page, where we provide lots of tips and advice, like healthy advice tips. It's the UK Natural Health Show. You can also find myself and Jess on Twitter. You can find me at I am Gurds, Gurds, and you can find Jess at gathering_minds. And you can find Jess's website at www.ourgom.com.
Or you can do a Google search for Gathering of Minds. You can't find that.
If you can't figure us out.
Because like when I say give my website to people, sometimes they start typing in like hour, as in like the time hour.
Oh really?
I am,
bless them.
So just Google Gathering of Minds, you'll find it. See my mug on there.
Bless. We're gonna have to say bye now.
Boo.
Oh well, you take care.
Yes, and I will see you guys. Well, not see you, but you can hear us next week. Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay happy, stay healthy, keep it real.